Welcome everyone. This is Katie Neese. I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at the ARC of the United States. And we're going to give you an update of where things are with Congress and Medicaid and all things. So I wanted to start with a really profound thank you to everyone who has been working so hard over these last months to help us get the word out about how important Medicaid is to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I am so profoundly proud of the work of the entire ARC network. We are showing up and producing and having members understand the consequences of these policy decisions like nobody else. We had this year a goal of 200,000 contacts to Congress. We reached that mark in March, and we overcame 300,000. We broke 300,000 the end of May. We are cooking with gas, folks. We've collected already 800 stories of people with disabilities and what Medicaid means to them. And we've had literally hundreds of meetings with legislators to get them to understand the policies, the consequences of the policies, and what it means to people with disabilities that live in their districts. The ARC has made a bigger contribution than I think than just about anybody else. And everywhere I go, I get thanked for the work that we are doing together. So let's start this with a huge thank you. You guys are doing amazing work. It's making a difference. So we wanted to tell you what's going on. As you know, Congress is trying to pass a major budget bill this year, and they want to finish it by the end of the calendar year. So where we are right now is at the very beginning. If we can go to the next slide. So the House passed its bill on May 22nd, and the Senate is now debating its bill. We anticipate that the Senate bill will be different from the House bill. And what that means from how a bill becomes a law perspective is that the Senate will pass its bill. It will be different. So then the House and Senate will have to work together to create one unified bill that must then again be passed by both the House and Senate in the exact same form before it can be sent to the president. So we still have a lot of work ahead of us. And that's where you come in. I know a lot of you have done everything, and you've been doing things for months, and we are so grateful. But our job is not yet over. So I'm going to turn it over to Brittany, who's going to give you more of the gory details of where things stand today.
Thanks, Katie. My name is Brittany Owens, and I'm the Senior Associate of Policy and Advocacy here at the ARC. And I'm here to explain a little bit about what the House bill included. So the House bill included cutting Medicaid by $800 billion. This means that states will have less money to make decisions about who gets services. There will be people with disabilities who lose access to services, and rural hospitals and clinics may also close. And what does this translate to mean? This means that 60 million people could lose their insurance, changes in eligibility and tax credits that would cost people their insurance, and a gigantic cost shift to states. The bill also included $300 billion in cuts to SNAP and food assistance. These are some pretty massive and huge cuts. This means more people will go hungry. 30% of SNAP beneficiaries are people with disabilities or elderly. And I want to be clear, this is not just cutting fraud, waste, and abuse. People with intellectual and developmental disabilities who rely on Medicaid and SNAP will be hurt. And additionally, the bill limits and freezes how states fund their Medicaid program. States will have to make tough choices. The last time Congress did this, all 50 states cut services to various degrees, including to home and community based services. And now I'll turn it back over to Katie.
Thanks, Brittany. So as you can see, we are partway through this process. Um, the House passed its bill last month, and the Senate is working with a self-imposed July 4th deadline, which I think is going to be very difficult for them to achieve, but never say never, right? So we anticipate a very active July. And when Congress is back home in August, that's when they're really going to need to hear again and again and again from the ARC and from allies of the ARC. I would say we are making progress. We are finding those champions on both the Republican and Democratic side who value people with disabilities, who don't want to see their services cut. And I just want to reinforce what Brittany said. There are strong talking points that proponents of the House bill have that say the policies in the House bill are designed to fight waste, fraud, and abuse. They are not. They are designed to place administrative barriers between people and the services to which they are currently eligible. And so it is going to take away services from people with disabilities. There's no way removing $800 billion from the Medicaid system is not going to hurt people. And one other point, I think, before we say thank you for the final time is taking $800 billion out of the system will not be in with the policies that they have, though will not result in that money getting reinvested back into the Medicaid system. It's not. It's being taken out, period, end of conversation. So we are so grateful for all of the work that you have done. One of the chapters said to me this week, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall with my members. I know the feeling. We know the feeling, but you are making a huge difference. And it is the volume of our voices, it is the integrity of our voices that are making a difference. And I am still very optimistic that we will win the day because we are making it so that elected officials truly understand the consequences of these policies and what they mean to people with disabilities. So we need you. We need you always. We need you now. We need you to take action, to use and share our action alerts. Now is the time to tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your friends that live in states where we may not have champions. They need to hear from us. One of the things we heard last week from senators who don't want to see cuts to Medicaid is that they have polling that shows that 75% of Americans have no idea what's in this bill. 75%. We all know what's in this bill. You know what's in this bill, but we need to make sure that our friends and neighbors and our family members understand and that they are taking action for and with us. So I can't thank you enough. I would say eat your Wheaties, make sure you're getting a nap. We still have a lot of work ahead of us, but man, are we making a difference? We are making a difference. We are advancing the rights of people with disabilities and their family in a very meaningful way. And I am so incredibly proud to be a part of this organization who is doing so much. You are showing up at town halls. You are educating members about what Medicaid and food assistance means to people with disabilities. And you're doing it in a thoughtful, respectful way. So tell your friends, tell your families, tell your friends and families that live in other states. Members of Congress need to know that people are watching and paying attention to what they are doing. and that the needs of people with disabilities need to be a national priority. They are for the ARC, they are for everyone that's associated with the ARC, and we need the entire country to understand why this program and the supports that it provides to people with disabilities are absolutely essential and must continue. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are doing what we can to protect healthcare and nutrition assistance for people with disabilities. And it's up to us. It's up to us to continue this drumbeat, to continue to spread the word, because the thought of having these cuts go into place and what it will mean for people with disabilities, people with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families, is really too horrible to think about. And so we have to stick together and stay together and continue to share accurate information. And so just one final thanks to me from all of us at the ARC of the US, to you for all the amazing work that you're doing for and with us and people with disabilities. The ARC is a force. The ARC has always been a force, and the ARC will always continue to be a force for good. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we are in this to win this, and we know how to do hard things. So thanks, everybody.